Now it is my pleasure to welcome on stage our Managing Director, Karen Boers, to also moderate which will be the concluding words for this beautiful day. Thank you again. We have been, I think, over 550 people today, probably more. But Karen, you're most welcome on stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karel. And indeed, after these inspiring but slightly scary words, let's try to get some reassuring things back on the stage. First of all, as you have noticed, we're building here through this conference and through all of the varied activities, we're trying to build international coalitions as much as possible. And that's why we're very grateful to also have international support for the conference, as you saw this morning already from the Excellencies, Mr. Ambassador of France and of Germany. And this afternoon we have with us Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Nederland and Belgium, and so I would kindly welcome you on stage to open the closing words. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Boers. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, first I would like to thank FARI for their warm hospitality and for organizing this conference in this very, very beautiful location. As Dutch Embassy, we are happy and proud to be a partner in organizing this conference. And it is inspiring to see how researchers, policymakers and entrepreneurs come together to work on the future of AI, data and robotics. The presence of Dutch participants amongst you not only highlights our good neighborly ties, but also our shared values and ambitions, deploying innovation for the benefit of society. And also I got a bit scared. I didn't participate in much, but only in the last bit. So. Today, you have had the privilege of attending numerous presentations and discussions on how AI can contribute to addressing societal challenges. Experts from both the Netherlands and Belgium have shared valuable insights and provided interesting contributions today. And of course, not only from these countries, but many others as well. Their work reflects the core of what we are striving to achieve here together, developing technology that is not only intelligent, but also responsible. The ties between the Netherlands and Belgium in the fields of AI, data, and robotics are growing stronger, not only during conferences like this, but also at the FARI Test and Experience Center, where groundbreaking research from the Netherlands is showcased. This includes a demonstration on swarm robotics, a field in which Dutch cities are pioneering. And these technologies offer innovative solutions to societal challenges and reflect forward thinking. Another example are autonomous robot boats in the Netherlands. They represent huge steps towards sustainable urban transport. They illustrate a progressive vision in which technology contributes to sustainable solutions. I'm also delighted to highlight the partnership between FARI and the Dutch AI Coalition. This collaboration shows that we're not only working together on a technical level, but also on sharing ideas and values. Initiatives such as the ELSA Labs demonstrate that we must work together to develop responsible AI applications. Our shared goal of anchoring AI in societal values not only creates innovative solutions, but also fosters close collaboration between governments, universities, and companies. To those attending the conference, I would like to say, let us continue to build on this strong foundation and deepen our collaboration. Together, we, the Netherlands and Belgium, hold a unique position in Europe, not only as neighbors, but also as partners, leading the development of technology for the common good. Thank you for your dedication in making AI contribute to a better future. Thank you.
And then I would also like to welcome on stage in a minute Professor Emanuele Garone, who has been building also the Brussels Institute of Advanced Studies and has been exploring international impact and collaborations and is coming to address the plans for the next year. Emanuele?
So, hello everybody. So, I am Emanuele Garone, and let's see if the slides are there. Yes. And I'm here as a program director for the Brussels Institute for Advanced Studies. Now, what is the Brussels Institute of Advanced Studies? It's a new institute that is a joint collaboration between ULB and VUB, whose goal is to host every year excellent researchers from all over the world that become fellow of the institute and spend here extended period of time to do new research, to work on new ideas, and to collaborate with local groups on a specific theme. Now, why I'm here at the FARI conference? Well, the main reason is that the main theme for last year, and we will see also for the new year, it's closely related with FARI, and actually the leading team of previous year was completely composed of members of FARI, in particular by myself from the ULB side, by Professor van der Boer from the VUB side as program directors, and by various others like the co-director Anne Jacobs and our nice Karl Mork that we have seen multiple times on this stage today. So the theme for 2024 was about how robotics can be something good or something bad for sustainability, and it's something, or as we have seen in the last talk, even for just the human race in a large sense. And so this is clearly an important subject. And we have a series of interesting results last year. We had 15 senior fellows, 2 resident artists, and 7 junior fellows that have participated to the activity of BRIAS. We had various professors, postdoc researchers, companies, and even national and international agencies that have participated to the various events. And events consisted in more than 100 seminars of a period of around 4 months. One industrial forum on a very specific subject, that is robotics for decommissioning nuclear plants, and 4 public forums on different subjects such as agriculture, sustainability, well-being, and war and peace. So just to give some highlight, probably, well, it's 2 conferences that I organized myself. The first one was on how robotics impacts and can impact in the future agriculture. And the second one was something on which there was both an aspect positive and an aspect negative, that is how robotics and war and peace are linked, which is a theme that is unfortunately very common in our news if we look, for instance, what happens in the various scenarios around the world. Now, this is about last year, but this is not just to tell you, oh, we did this, it was nice, and that's it, you lost it, I'm sorry. But it's also to invite you, in case you are interested, to look at our website. All our events were broadcasted and recorded on our YouTube channel. So in particular, I must say the second of these 2, it's a particularly nice podcast to hear when you are in the car and driving. So this is the first invitation, give a look. And second invitation is concerning the future, because if in 2024 the theme was robotics as enabler or disabler of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the theme for 2025 is slightly different and probably even more in line with the theme of this FARI conference, that is AI, robotics, and control as enablers or disablers of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Now, I'll be honest with you, I spoke a lot about 2024 because for what concerns 2025, the program is still under construction. But I can give you some highlight. I can tell you that since we enlarged a little bit the scope, we will speak of mainly 4 themes. One will be agriculture. Again, smart agriculture is something we are very active in the Brussels region, so even if we have not so many fields, but we are very active in terms of research, so it's one of the main themes. A new theme that we have inserted this year is about smart energy, which is mostly linked to the control and the AI part. Then smart cities. I wrote well-being and cities, but we can say smart cities. And also this year we would like to speak about AI, threats and security, in particular for what concerns various things that are happening in the world, like open source intelligence and AI, manipulation of masses and AI, and so on. So we are trying to build some event around that. We have a tentative program with, again, around 100 seminars, 2 scientific conferences that have already been organized, and various public forum and industrial forum that we are still organizing, so I cannot be much more precise than that because it's a work in progress. What I can tell you as a preview is that we will have a conference on smart agriculture where our plan is to have people from very different worlds, farmers, people working in AI, people working in control, agronomists, we have even entomologists and biologists, to have a meeting point where they can discuss about the theme of smart agriculture. And we have one specific conference linked to energy, and in particular to one of the big challenges linked to energy, that is batteries. Now, there are several other things we are discussing about. This morning, actually, I was in a meeting to fix another public event on smart cities, but this is still something that we are organizing. Anyway, why I am here? Because, of course, I would like to invite all of you to participate to this. So follow us on our website and on our YouTube channel, where you will have all the updated news and all the upcoming events coming in the next few weeks. And in case you want to collaborate, in case you have some crazy idea of some team that could be of interest, or you have a network that you would like to bring inside here, well, feel free to write me. We had last year a very interesting situation where we were contacted by someone very interested in nuclear decommissioning, and we could build an entire day around that. It was extremely interesting because we had some very important robotics present that could interact with local companies. So if you have crazy ideas, just contact me, and I really hope to see you around in this year of events. So with this, I want to thank again the organizers and thank all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Emanuele. I think we've seen today that we need a lot of ideas, we need a lot of collaboration, conversation, but in the end, we also need people to actually do it, make it happen in the field. And FARI, being part of not 1 but 2 universities, we also hold it dear, not just to do the research, but also to help out in the education, in the learning department. And one of the key programs we're very proud about is the fact that we could launch a postgraduate degree fully accredited by the university around AI for the common good. And we have our first group of graduates here to celebrate. This is a program that would have not been possible without the support and the sponsorship of the Dean of the Faculty of Bioengineering and Sciences on the VUB side, Dominique Maes, who I would like to invite with me on stage, as well as Johan Lux, the professor who has put it all together and aligned with the whole teaching staff, which we're also very grateful to, and also obviously the administrative teams that made it happen. But Dominique and Johan, please join me on stage to celebrate our first group of graduates, which I will be calling, so that you can hand out the certificates. So we're going to call them all at once. Simon Gouas, Philippe Lanois, Émilie Maccarini, Yves Moncel, Hendrik Johannes Naar, Tuur Roels, Valérie Severijns, Osturk Taspinaar, Bart van Haver en Michel van Raamdonk. Congrats. And now they're going to confuse. Just, yeah. We're going to line up for a group picture, but each with their personal certificates. They've earned it fair and square. Voila. Feel free to join them for the group picture. A new generation of AI innovators, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to you all. You've got them? Okay, thank you so much. And indeed, I think throughout the day you've been seeing bits and pieces of what FARI is trying to put together. Now we're just going to try to wrap it up in a few minutes. Just in case you haven't grasped it in full yet, so FARI is a joint university institute between the two Brussels universities, VUB and ULB, grouping together interdisciplinary expertise around AI, data and robotics. And we're doing that really to build bridges between the academic community and the public sector, the private industry, and the citizens out there to, as we've been hearing throughout the day, we need to collaborate on defining what is responsible AI, how to do this in a sustainable way, in an ethical way, and we need to have this cross-discipline perspective to make it happen. We need these collaborations across borders, across languages, across cultures, across all types of backgrounds to do this in a smart way, and that's what we're trying to achieve. And I think we can all agree also after today's discussions that it's worth it, right? That the opportunities out there are huge in almost any area of society and of professional life and private life. The impact of AI could be incredible, but we have to embrace it carefully. She's been invoked already in the opening session. Caroline Powell's the great inspiration behind this institute. She already insisted that there is actually no technological progress possible if it's not accompanied by wisdom. And that's exactly what we're trying to put together here in this conference and throughout the year. It's both the brains and the wisdom to make it happen. So how are we trying to do that at FARI? First of all, by doing what we're doing exactly today is by bringing together all those communities that sometimes tend to work in silos, but where we really have to have a conversation between public institutions, industry, research, citizens, to understand each other's challenges, to reach each other's hands, and to work on these solutions together, not in silos, but truly together. We are a fairly young institute, as you may have noticed, and I also want to thank for the support of the Recovery and Resilience Facility that enabled FARI to come into existence and that really believed in this project and allowed us to build the team, build the key infrastructure, the first projects, the first training programs, and we're nearing the end of our first RRF, our pre-seed financing, if you would look at it from a company perspective, and we were lucky indeed, as you heard this morning already from Hans, that we also got support for the next few years. So the good news, if you agree with me, is that we're here to stay. We've gone beyond the pre-seed stage, and FARI will continue thanks to FEDER and EFRO program support. But even though this may sound all new, FARI obviously is building on a great number of years of experience. That these research groups have been around not for years, but for decades, and we celebrated last year the 40th anniversary of both the AI labs on the VUB and the ULB side. So we're really truly building on a lot of expertise and years of experience to put this into practice and to bridge between all of that knowledge and the world out there. And where better than in the heart of Brussels could we do this? Because we are located in the city center, in the building of the Brussels Central train station, so you can't really be more in the heart of the city center than we are, and that's great because we're close to public sector across all the possible layers, from the municipalities up to the European Commission and anything in between. We're also close to many companies, big corporations as well as small SMEs. We're in the middle of citizen activities and all sorts of citizen associations and organizations that we can meet with on a daily basis, and we're in the middle of this vibrant academic ecosystem, as you've been able to see today. So an excellent place to bring all of this together. All of this on our side, as you've heard, is 10 research groups across various disciplines, across multiple faculties, across 2 universities. And I know that we've stated that this is an interdisciplinary, by design team, but just to show you how interdisciplinary, the graph doesn't seem to come alive entirely. I don't know what happened there, but we'll make sure to share it afterwards. But the idea is that we really, make this happen across numerous disciplines and bring all of those perspectives together. What we do, as I mentioned, obviously research and innovation in a very applied way. We want to make this expertise available to solve the problems of today, not just for the sake of theoretical explorations, but really to help work on critical problems and critical challenges that we face as a society, work hand in hand with the people in the field that are facing these challenges. We want to focus on education and training as well to help all of those partners to really understand what we're talking about, what are the opportunities, but also the challenges and how we may be able to address those. And we want to contribute really to building a community, a knowledgeable community, in which we don't only have like this sharing of expertise one way, where the experts are training the non-experts. No, the really, truly interesting conversation is between all of you. And that's why we're organizing many, many workshops, events, conferences, activities, where you can share your experiences, your concerns, your solutions, what worked, what didn't work. And that's actually the most interesting of all in our perspective. We've been doing this for almost 4 years now, and with some success, I'm happy to say. We've launched and finished already the first series of projects, and we also were able to acquire new projects. So it seems that there is an appetite for this type of interdisciplinary way of working and working across the different communities. We've had also a good number of PhD grants, a number of which were able to secure also their postdoc funding. So this is also creating a leverage effect, which we want to continue. It was mentioned by Rector Anne Michels this morning. We were able to train over 1,000 people in just this year alone into the fundamentals of AI, helping to understand really what is AI and what it's not. 1,000 people in just a couple of months, 70% of which came from public sector. I think that's a huge win also to help people in public administrations understand where the possibilities lie and how they can embrace this again, taking all the common good aspects into concern and doing this in a safe and responsible way. We'll continue doing that, of course, and also continue to build the conversation with you and between you all here present. The idea is really to enable, from the capturing what are the needs and the desires and the challenges out there, and helping policymakers to understand the challenges ahead and how to regulate and how to put policy into place that really makes sense, that drives and supports innovation and doesn't hamper it, yet carefully manages the risks that emerge, as we just saw, that could be quite considerable. We want to help all of the local stakeholders to test this through and to put really into practice first assumptions, simulate, test, gather feedback, improve, and learn by doing, rather than by debating, and really enable our local community to embrace these technologies and to put them into practice at scale and not just as an experiment. That's our striving. To do that, we're also, apart from giving you access to these 400 plus researchers in the 2 universities and the central team that you've been meeting all through the day, we also want to build infrastructure and give you access to that infrastructure to explore, to taste, to test what could be the upside for you. We have in the Central campus, in the building of the central station, we have a test and experience center with over a dozen demonstrations, some of which were moved here for the conference. So if you haven't been exploring yet, I think they will be accessible for another hour or so on the ground floor. A number of, or finished already, too late, and you have to visit us in the city center. That's a good excuse and a good opportunity to come and see us again. But we have demonstrations that show the real life impact of what's coming out of this research and how it's implemented and how it's basically bettering our lives. And apart from the demonstrations, which is more of an interactive exchange, we're also now building a computer-augmented virtual environment, definitely also something worthwhile to explore and to visit. It's the largest cave in infrastructure in Belgium, and we are continuing to develop on top of that, which can create really immersive experiences where you can have really powerful and really incredible visualizations as well as simulations to better understand the impact of certain assumptions, possibilities, choices that you want to make, and test them through before you want to do that in real life. So really interesting. With all of that, and thanks to the FEDER support, what are our key ambitions for the years to come? We really want to continue to drive innovation in AI, data, and robotics. For us, these thematics, they really go hand in hand, so we want to keep them close together and understand the ties between them, but do that with a common good perspective, as we've been discussing throughout the day. And we really will continue to build these partnerships between public sector, industry, academics, and citizens, because we think that's the only way to arrive at a sustainable, responsible way of driving AI. We will continue also to invest in that state-of-the-art infrastructure to bring together the expertise, not just across the universities, but also with all of our international and our local partners, and to continue building that experimental environment. That also means that we will continue to work and to drive on digital twins, on regulatory sandboxes, some of the elements that were mentioned already before. We are actively contributing also to the European Digital Innovation Hub here in Brussels, Sustain Brussels, that you may have met in the partner area. And we're also trying to give access to the test and experimentation facilities, the TEFs, that were mentioned by Cécile this morning. So we really want to help you have a single gateway to all the potential instruments and expertise that is out there, and connect and mutualize all that expertise to continue building the solutions. We really also want to continue enhancing that AI literacy and skills development. So we're going to scale up even the training programs that we're designing and put more in place to not just train in literacy and first understanding, but really continue training up to the implementation phase. And this is something that we could never do without all of our partners, the partners that made this event happen, for sure, and we're very grateful also to them. We're very grateful also to our scientific leadership, Anne and Hugues, who have been really pioneering with us to make this FARI Institute come into practice. And thank you, Hugues, because I think your passion has been opening many doors, especially in the early days of FARI, and I think your continued belief in the fact that we need to help public administrations understand what could be the benefit of these technologies and continue to knock on their doors until they would listen. I think we're breaking through the glass ceiling now. I think we've reached a mutual understanding that this is indeed a good thing to explore and to embrace. And so thank you very much for that warm ambassadorship. And even though we will miss you as you will start enjoying some of the other joys in life soon, we are also happy that you have promised to continue staying close to FARI, and that on ULB side, Tom Lenars and Gregory Lefkovich will take over the leadership from you and to continue leading us with Anne on the scientific field. Also, a really warm thank you to all of the professors, all of the researchers in our community that are making this happen on a day-to-day basis. The FARI team, obviously, the RRF and the FEDER teams that are making it possible for us to fund all of these beautiful activities, and to make sure we can continue to work with all of you. The VUB and ULB administrations, and of course also the directors that you've met this morning, the vice rectors that we work with on a regular basis, and all of the administrations that we have that we work with on a day-to-day basis. Also the local institutions that you've heard mentioned before, Innoviris and Paradigm, and now Bruxelles International, as we move forward, have been instrumental in shaping the FARI of today. But yeah, most and foremost, I think a warm welcome and thank you is deserved for the entire FARI team that not only has been working almost for a full year to put this conference together, but is working very, very hard on making all this happen. I think it's a wonderful team to work with. I don't think I've ever been this relaxed at a conference, and I've organized many in my career by now. So it's really a pleasure to work with all of you, and I really want to thank you all for making it happen.